All right, folks, welcome back to BEG Wrestling Live. That's right, folks, we're here and we are live here on a Tuesday. We got a lot to talk about. The topic is on the board, folks, but make sure you like and subscribe, and also join the comments to join the conversation. So, in addition to that, I guess we'll have call-ins later, roughly 6:45. We'll, we have new rules on those, but
Matt,
what?
Can I interrupt a second?
What?
Can you move my picture down a little bit? Just
Down?
a real little bit. Yeah.
You're unbelievable.
I mean, I got this thing that's blocking my face. I wonder if that's like that for everybody else. Down a little more, and that should do it. They don't need to see me, really, but okay. I'm good now.
All right, folks.
Go ahead.
In addition, check out the BEG Sports Store. Link in the description. Go to begwrestling.com. That's where all of our rankings are based on that we'll be talking about this show. We got a lot to talk about, but then also USA Takedown Radio at usatakedown.com or iHeartRadio. Join WrestleMadness.com. That's fantasy wrestling, folks. That's just what it is. You like fantasy football, you're going to like that. And then finally, Claw Professional Wrestling starting later this year. You'll see the logo. And follow them, folks, at Claw_Wrestling on Instagram, Facebook, and WrestleClaw.com. You can donate or you can participate as a wrestler, okay? It's a professional league, so it's starting soon. But listen, folks, we got a lot to talk about tonight, and we are live. And real quick, I want to shout out Corey and Tess. Corey are my brother, former wrestler, and his girlfriend Tess. They promised me they would watch live and join in the comments actively, so I really look forward to that. But folks, we're going to be talking about the past weekend duel recaps. Corey, don't let me down. And it was Penn State, Michigan. We had an injury. And then Iowa, Nebraska, Ohio State, Michigan. Then we're going to be previewing humongous. It's Big Dog Duel Weekend. Tess just commented. Oh, my goodness, dude. They did not let us down. Let me add that to the broadcast. Tess. There's Corey's girlfriend. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
Hello.
Hello.
That's just
Hello.
dynamite. Dynamite. At least it's something. Okay. Penn State, Ohio State. Coming up Friday, we got Penn State, Ohio State. We got Iowa, Minnesota. We're going to be talking about them. And then on Sunday, we got Penn State, Illinois. And UNI and Iowa State. And then in addition to that, we got a new list. We're going to be talking about all the big dog duels that are coming up this weekend. In addition to some other things, folks, that you see on the screen. So, but listen, you're calling in, Dad. What the heck is going on? We got a quarter inch of snow over there, and you're a truck driver, and you just called in sick. Explain that one to me.
Your mom gets me all worked up. She has the Weather Channel on. You're going to get hammered. You're going to get hammered, people. And it's like, I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to be dumb here. Your place is an hour away. It's not like I got a 4-wheel drive here.
Don't you know they do that for ratings? It's all for ratings, dude.
I mean, the roads are completely dry. It's snowing. It's on the ground. The roads are completely dry.
Okay. Well, at least one of us around here is tough. Anyway, we're going to talk about some toughness, right? Because, all right, and you want to dive right into it. Because, listen, folks, let's recap where the weekend started and where we kind of left off. It was Penn State going into Michigan. We previewed it. Penn State shut out Michigan for the first time in like a long, long time, okay? And there's a lot of matches to talk about, but anything you specifically, Mr. Penn State over there, that you want to mention?
About the Penn State Michigan match?
Yeah. Yep.
I guess might as well get right into it. We're at this concussion thing with Kasak. And of course, most logical people think, you know what? He probably took a concussion against Teamer at Iowa. We seen the knee slam the head. That was a nasty little hit. The hit that happened the headbutt that happened at Michigan really wasn't that much. But if you already have a concussion, then it's much. And then same with Maryland. When the hit to the head really wasn't that much. But So now we have a kid that's a stud that's got an obvious concussion, probably made worse. And, the two things that don't mix together, Zach, wrestler types who generally are tough it up. Let's go. Absolutely. That's how they are. And concussions. Because if there's one thing you don't want to have just tough it up through, it's concussions.
Well,
And a lot of things is I don't know any of the inside. Heck, as far as we know, Kale could have tried to talk Kasak into don't wrestle here. And Kasak was like very adamant, I want to wrestle, coach. We don't know any of this. However, and really the real blame, if he did take a concussion earlier than the actual Maryland match, which a lot of us suspect he did, the real blame here goes to the trainer. And like Piles and Flo said, Penn State's trainer is lauded as one of the best out there. Kale has 100% trust in him. And I agree. I don't know enough facts to make any definitive statement here about this, except this. As just a logical fan here sitting, I had concerns after the Michigan match. The whole thing was gashed open. We didn't really need them against Michigan, didn't need them against Maryland. And I'm all for that. I hate the ducking and all that. I'm all for wrestle if you can. However, common sense, if I would have been there, would have been, no, I'm overruling, you're sitting. Quite frankly, you showed some signs that you may have a slight concussion. A lot of people said that when they were watching him against Michigan, Zach, they said he was acting kind of confused during the match. Now, that's just nothing but comments on the internet. But all I'm saying, if you get this much of a sign, a red flag, when it comes to concussions, take the tough guy stuff, throw it out the window, and this is a whole different ball game here. So all I can do now is pray that this stud heals up in time for conferences. I'll shut up.
Well, listen, I think it is. Wow. He was confused out there wrestling. I didn't even read those reports on the internet or rumors on the internet, but I will say this. Cornell, our annual Best Trainer of the Year award, and our two-time award winner, everyone but Cornell, that's now in jeopardy, right? Because that's fair game, Penn State fans. No, but reports are the Penn State's trainer is incredible, but I don't know. We don't know. But here's the bad news. Here's what all we do know. Kasak got a concussion. He got a real bad concussion. It's serious, and we saw how it affected Shapiro. And dude, it's kind of late in the year. We're kind of getting there, and I don't know. Do we even have the conversation? Like, is it too late to redshirt, or is it like, is he done?
Shapiro wasn't the same for weeks. Now, he eventually came back. He eventually got back to looking like his old self, took third place, all that stuff. But for the longest time after last year, at the beginning of the year when he took that concussion, that was not the same dude. And that's clear evidence of a concussion will rock you. And, too many times we watch the NFL and stuff, and the guys say, well, they probably had a slight concussion. And like he's back in the second half. And it's like, it just can't happen. We got to get smarter with concussions or more. Well, anyway, I'm done.
We hope Kazak's okay. But listen, the other big story that came out of this, dude, kind of slowly leaked, I got to say, is the announcers, okay? And, there's a lot of people out there who are bashing Basch. You get that? They're bashing Basch. From Sparks to Piles out there, and all of a sudden we got a Valentine's Day beef on Valentine's Day week between all the. And here's the crazy thing: we've been the one who've been trying to get beef, and then all of a sudden the only real beef that happens is everyone but us. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But it's over the announcers of this dual meet who are Big Ten, they're students of the program. People are not happy with it. And, there's one argument that they're Big Ten. They're not paying these kids and they're spreading. And then there's the other argument that, we're trying to grow this sport and this product, and I don't care. Like, figure it out. You're a big organization, and at the end of the day, dude, put out a good product if you're going to put out a product, right? So how do you feel about this? And were you thrilled with those announcers?
Well, I thought the whole feud that happened on X was entertaining. So I applaud any entertainment. Keep going, you guys, because that's fire things up over there. However, I hate to be kind of like straddling the fence, but I can see both sides. Like, I understand where Christian's coming from. They got to make money too. And, it's better than what it used to be. Everything he said is absolutely true. However, I agree with Basch on this, Zach, and this is what I'm very strong for. Okay, you're getting all your expensive equipment out. You're going to film this. You're going to do this. We're talking a very easy thing here is whoever's going to call the match. Even let's say you want to be generous and give a student a chance to do this, which I don't like being a guinea pig. Does wrestling have to be a guinea pig for the students that are trying to learn a craft? Go to learn a craft with field hockey or something. We don't want any experiments here. All I want is someone that knows the sport. And that's kind of what frustrated Basch. Zach, I had to mute it. The dudes didn't even know the sport. And quite frankly, you can get direct with BTN Plus for whoever picked them. Obviously doesn't know the importance of, they got to know the sport. And like, you're putting all this time and money and effort into it. That's like having a Lamborghini and having old muddy wheels on it. No, you got to finish the thing and get someone that at least knows the sport. They don't have to be passionate or anything like that. They can be kind of boring. Just have them knowledgeable. So they're saying the right stuff of what's happening. And I had to mute it. I did. And most Penn Staters most Penn Staters are used to muting and turning up Jeff Byers, which is a great plan because he is the best.
Well, Willie said you might be able to pipe in Jeff Byers, but I see it both ways too. There's a business perspective. I was in corporate America 15 years, said that many times. I see it, but maybe it's a local management perspective. They need to prep those kids better locally. But how about this? I say you either go two ways. What?
I got to stop you right there. Listen, can you just once throw it in that you've been corporate for 16 years or go 14 years? Because you've said that many, many, many times that you've been in corporate 15 years.
Well, people need to understand where my perspective comes from.
I know, but here's the thing. And you have these guys out there that they don't blast the kids. And I'm not blasting the kids or anything. You got to start somewhere. But don't start at a big number one team, D1 level. There's all kinds of levels. You can go get your feet wet. And no, they weren't prepared. And they didn't even know the sport. So, yes, I am blaming the kids. By the way, I'm just joking with you about your 15 years, but I had to, Mom, start chuckling.
Mom? You want that bathroom floor laid, Mom? Okay, pipe down. All right. And listen, no, my point is, how about you go one or two ways? Because let's be honest, we need ratings, right? So we got guys who are just kind of halfies. They kind of know the sport. They've been briefed for 5 minutes. Either you brief them for 30 minutes to 45 minutes so they understand, or I say don't brief them at all. Send them out there. You want to entertain? I want two people who never even watched it announce it. How about let's go one or two ways, right? And they're like, because sometimes it kind of seems like that. No, I'm just
I know.
But listen, we're going for ratings. You could be WWE or UFC, but I don't know. But, from a business perspective, I would agree. If that was my business, I would want a quality product. I think it probably
the last part wasn't even hard to do because you could go look, and right there sitting watching the match are probably 200 students that have wrestled before, have a full understanding because they're following whatever. Where was this? At Penn State or no? Maybe it was at Michigan. Doesn't matter. Either school. Very easily can find someone that's knowledgeable about wrestling if you want to save money in that area. To go pick out them kids, for them kids to agree to it, knowing that I did no prep work here. Blame to both of them.
There you go. Finish
but
off
you're
on
right.
that.
That was pathetic.
All right, let's move on. It was Iowa, Nebraska. Iowa pulled it out, folks, 19-16. So let's break down this match. What are your overall comments, initial thoughts of this dual meet here that happened this past weekend?
The Iowa-Nebraska. All right, let me pull this up. So I got it right in front of my face.
So it was Parko pulling it out late, really against Lovett, and he had won the previous two. But I had actually predicted Lovett would come out with that. We saw Estrada up against Taylor, with Taylor taking it.
Yeah. It was a great duel. It was a great duel, wasn't it?
How about the other big one here? Gabe Arnold loses to Allred 4-1, and now Gabe Arnold has a tarnish on the resume.
Well, you got to. One thing's absolutely certain is Nebraska is good and dangerous, and quite frankly, something we're going to get into before the end here. They got that close, people, to making Iowa go 1-3 to close the year. Because here in a second, I'm going to make the case that Iowa finishes the last three bouts going 1-2. Okay. And, you Iowa hater. Okay, I'm an Iowa hater, but I'm going to spell it out here and show you it's not wacko. It's not crazy. This actually, the numbers indicate they probably will lose to Minnesota and Oklahoma State. But it's a shame. The thing with Lovett, you got to give it to Parko. He did it. I mean, the eye test, you would say there's no way Parko beats Lovett. But daggone, he's done it 3 times in a row now. So at some point, you have to give credit where credit's due. And that was impressive. What the Kennedy match? I don't have it in front of me. Why am I having a brain fart, Zach? Who beat him?
Hey, you're having a brain fart.
Pinto.
Okay, yeah, Pinto beat him 18-11. Yep.
Pinto beat him. And
hang on, Bob, in the green room. Hang on. Keep going. Finish up.
Yeah, Pinto is dangerous. The whole Gabe Arnold thing, I agree. He keeps having matches like that. That's impressive. I feel like he could keep close with anyone. Even if he wrestled Starachi, I feel like it wouldn't be some major decision because that's Kennedy's style or
Gabe Arnold style, yes.
Gabe Arnold style. But and he's obviously very quick, very athletic, very strong, all of that stuff to have the ability. At some point, he's got to develop an offense. And
we'll see it coming up here. We're going to talk about it.
We got coming up here, we got some big decisions for Iowa as far as they have one more date with Ferrari. And they got 2 times where, quite frankly, they need Ferrari. Now, that's assuming Ferrari is a whole lot more offensive, too, because whether you're trying to beat McAnally or you're trying to beat Plott, you're going to need some offense. Am I wrong?
Not wrong. Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And we've seen Ferrari has seemingly way more of that. But listen, I want to take 30-second break here because we got a call in. I want to encourage the call-ins. We got a call in, a first-time call-in. It's Bob. Bob, we got new rules. You got 1 question or comment and a 5-minute max. Okay, so that's how we're going to facilitate this. But, Bob, you're on the show. We appreciate you calling in. And thanks again. What's your comment or question?
I love the show. Watch it all the time. But I couldn't agree more with Wayne on the announcing of the Penn State match. It was ridiculous.
Okay, there we go. So that we got a call in who's supporting you, and essentially, I guess that would be supporting Bash's side of the Twitter argument, right? He's taking Bash's side. Where are you from, sir? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm originally from Pennsylvania, but I've moved down to mid-Virginia for job reasons.
Okay.
5-6 years. But I'm a Penn State wrestling fan through and through.
Okay.
Did you wrestle, Bob?
Yeah, I wrestled. I wrestled in high school and just a little bit in college, but I was a wrestler. That's all I could say.
All right. Well, Bob, we appreciate your call in. We got to keep them tight, short and tight. We got new rules. I got producers in the background screaming at me, Bob. We love you and we appreciate you calling in again in the future. So, thank you, Bob, and appreciate the comments. And that adds some foresight of what the audience is thinking about. Those
Zach,
announcers.
I was saying about, and I'll get into the numbers here, that I think there's a real chance Iowa finishes the year 1 and 2. You talk about the Bassett news coming at the right time. All right,
I'll pull it up, man. You've been dying. You've been biting like a dog, biting for a bone to talk about this. Let me find the graphic. Let's talk about it, because here on February 23rd, folks, it will be who we have ranked now number 2, Oklahoma State, going up against Iowa, and we have the matchups up on the screen. And as you're saying, or do you want to go? Let's talk about
last one first.
No, let's do the I forgot. Let's talk about
Minnesota's first. They're going to
Iowa, Minnesota first. All right, we got Iowa, Minnesota up on the screen first.
All right.
Let's break that one down first, because that one is happening Friday night. Okay, number 3 Iowa and number 7 Minnesota. So we're gonna go down the matchups here.
Zach, before we're done here, please put up that graphic that you put together, put it on the Facebook page. It shows all the basic big dog matches.
I will.
Folks, we got a fun Friday night coming here. Actually, a fun Sunday too. Thank goodness. I start my new job Monday, so what a way to kick things off. And finally, I'm anxious to get back in the groove here and all that stuff. But here we got Minnesota against Iowa. And, Hawkeye Terry has said for a while he was a little concerned about these matchups, how this goes. But let me run through this real quick and just give me your thoughts, Zach. Cooper Flynn against Cruz.
Cooper Flynn.
Can kind of say that's tight, but I kind of, isn't it logical to go 3 for Cooper Flynn?
I went major, I believe, in Wrestle Madness picks, folks. Go join Wrestle Madness, but
okay, you went 4. Keep track of your score here. I went 3 for Flynn. Now, Ayala and Wells, Tyler Wells is 9-4. He's no slouch, but Ayala is, I went 4 for Ayala.
Yep.
Okay.
Von
so
Bar.
I got a 4-3 Iowa. Now, Von Bar against Schriever, which I suspect it will be Schriever. And, Von Bar is 19-3, one of the most dangerous 19-3s we've seen in quite some time. I went 3, and that is more than generous to Schriever.
Okay.
Is that, you might want to go 4, I don't know.
I went 4,
but
Von
I
Bar.
went 3.
Also, Noel, hang on in the green room. We'll get your call in here after we break down this duel. We appreciate the call in.
Yeah, let us finish this duel. It only takes a second. We got Parco against Drew Roberts at 49. I went 3 Parco. Drew Roberts is 10-5. Another tough fight. Parco could put up 4. But I just went 3.
And at 157, is Teamer coming back, or is it Estrada up against a tough Askey?
Yes, a 20-2 Tommy Askey. And I tell you, this is where I feel like Teamer has to be back and kind of where good enough to win against Tommy Askey for them to win this duel. And that's where I say the percentages are down, whether it's Estrada, who's very tough, or it's a less than 100% Teamer. I don't think they get it done. I think the only way they get this win against Tommy Askey is a 100% Teamer, and that's where this is where this duel pivots for me.
You're telling me it's 157 is Teamer back? Because, and what we heard, he was out because of a very unfortunate death in the family. It was not necessarily an injury. So is he ready to come back? Like, did Hawkeye Terry shoot you a text or shoot you a telegram over there from Hawkeye Country about the status?
No, this is the one part that hurts when we're not insiders. I still got, after saying that, or after getting that word, I got conflicting reports of part injury, and he had the death in the family, and by the way, your brother, which we probably lost him by now, but he's already gone. But yeah, he picked on me because I said it wrong. Apparently, I said, it turns out he's not injured. It's a death in the family, so that's good news. Corey,
yeah, you could have worded that better. But
I'm sorry.
So you're telling me though, this duel meet could come down to that, because after that we got Caliendo. We know he's going to win that. We got Kennedy. We expect Kennedy.
Well, let me finish. I went 3 for Askey there because the odds are against that. That all of a sudden Teamer's back, and Teamer may have to be 100% to beat Askey. I mean, Askey is the real deal. But I went 3 there. That's where you could say I'm wrong. I went 3 for Caliendo against Sparks. Sparks is 19-4. He's no slouch. But I went 3 for Caliendo. That might be 4. So I went 3 for Kennedy or Brands, and I'm not sure if aren't we about due to see Brands against Clayton Whiting? He's 14-7. Obviously, that's going to be at least 3. That might be 4. Then we come to the Arnold Ferrari against Max McAnally. Ferrari's only got 1 more. My gut tells me they're saving that for Plot. I could be wrong, because if they get to 184 and Tom's in trouble, I would think he's weighing both guys in. And if he feels the need.
We've seen Tom do that before. So, yes, he holds cards. Tom Brands holds cards. So we do expect. I would expect Angelo Ferrari to weigh in here, and I would expect that if it does come to that, dude, he's going to hold that card and play either Gabe or Ferrari, and if he needs Ferrari. But up against McAnally, dude, does either one of them beat McAnally? Like, would that be a wasted card?
I don't. I would say doubtful. I got it. But then again, McAnally's young too. If anybody could beat him, maybe Angelo Ferrari could do it. But we may not see it. It may have to be Arnold to beat him. And all I'm saying is he's got to get his offense going if he expects to start beating tough guys. It's one thing hanging with them. It's another thing beating them. I went 3 for McAnally. I went 3 for Buchanan against Salazar. Salazar's tough. Mm-hmm. But and then finally Stevenson against Keeter. I went 5, which made the score 17-16. And you could say you are wrong, Wayne, and I probably will be wrong. But say Parco doesn't get a bonus points. Say Caliendo doesn't get bonus points, or say Kennedy doesn't get bonus points. They may need bonus points out of them, or Buchanan out of one of them 4 matches to tie this match up and win it. Okay. But of course, if Teamer comes out and beats Askey, mute point. The whole thing's done. And I look like
comment from the old chestnut saying Teamer's been practicing this week. Had a death in the family. We expect him back. So we get Teamer back 100%. And then, Tom's probably, wiping the sweat off his brow that he doesn't have to debate whether to send Angelo out this match, because we know he's going to need him up against Oklahoma State.
For Plot, yeah, no doubt. But if Teamer's back, which he obviously, if there's any way he can be back, Tom will have him back because he's going to need him here. They can't afford any upsets whatsoever, and you never know. A Bumbar could deck a Shriver or something, and all of a sudden, but I could turn out
you
real
had
wrong.
17-16 who? Minnesota? 17-16
yeah,
Minnesota.
I did.
And that's only giving Gable 5, which
that's only giving
this is an interesting matchup. 5. You kind of passed over that, but Keeter Gable, Gable more along the lines of like the Anthony Kassar body type of speed. I don't know. We're interested to see. I expect Gable to dominate that. And yes, we are live Wrestle Madness. They asked in the chat, dude. People probably think we're so good at this. It's so smooth that it's pre-recorded, right?
I wouldn't use the word smooth at all. Okay. And especially right now, after we did this breakdown of this bout, I wrote it down. Look at this, Zach. It's written down, right?
Yep.
From the time I wrote it down to the time I spit it out to you guys right now, all of a sudden I'm looking at it and thinking, I got doubts there.
Yeah. I'm questioning your decisions. Let's move, though, because
we got to move on because at myself over what I'm projecting here.
1 and 2.
Iowa will win this.
So
that's why ahead. Iowa is Iowa.
But there is a possibility, and let's act like it happens, okay? And then let's move forward to February 23rd so you can wrap up your main point here, which is that Iowa could finish the season 1 and 2. And so we have the Oklahoma State-Iowa head-to-head matchup here. And let's run down, I guess, our picks through what's going to happen here on February 23rd, which is 12 days away.
Okay, if you don't mind, I'll go real quickly so I don't use up much time. Of course, I got 3 for Spratley over Cruz.
Yep.
Okay, I got 3 for Ayala over Whitcraft or Hughes. Yep. I think that's a fair comparison. It could both be 4.
So okay,
then I got Jameson 4 over Schriever.
Same.
I don't think that's ridiculous. And I got Parko 4 over Carter Young. So there we're about even again.
Yep.
Now we come to that big matchup again at 57. Teamer, I gave 3 because I suspect he'll be at least close enough to 100%. Fish is tough. We all know that. He's going to have to fight to win this. But I gave
Teamer hasn't wrestled a lot. So, yeah, I agree with 3. So that's 3. I was up 3 at this point, going to 165. Amin Caliendo?
Yes, Caliendo, I only went 3. Amin's Amin. He's tough. This is only going to be 3. That ain't going to be bonus points. I can tell you that. Okay, here's where Hamidi, I was up by 6. Yep. Hamidi, I gave 4. And that's being generous because Hamidi gets going, he could throw a tech on Kennedy or Brands. Actually, I wouldn't doubt if we see Brands because of how tough he is defensively. If he's about to be healed up, heck, he could be the kind of guy to hold Hamidi to just 3. But I gave Hamidi 4.
Which makes it Iowa up 2. We talked about plot up against Gabe Arnold, or do they send out Angelo?
I'm going to go with the experience. Obviously, you know how much I think of Angelo, and we're projecting that this will be his final appearance. So we'll see Angelo. Obviously, the kid's good enough to be able to even beat Plot. I believe that.
It could come down to that.
I gave the 3 to Plot, Zach.
Well, you have to, logically.
The kid's done it.
Which puts Oklahoma State up by 1 with 2 matches left, going to 197.
Then I went 3 for Buchanan over Serber, right? That's
Iowa
fair.
Up 4.
I don't see Buchanan sticking a major on Serber. I just don't. Okay. Then finally, Hendrickson against Keeter again.
That could be.
Call it 3, but I went 5 for a total of a grand team.
That makes Oklahoma State win by a point, correct? Right?
No, 19-16 if Henderson gets a tech. But let's go 4. Then it's 18-16. Let's go 3. Wow. Then it's 17-16. Either way, this more so than Minnesota. So Brands probably does want to hold Ferrari for this one because you thought Minnesota was tight. This is squeaky tight. And folks, let's not forget, folks, we simply don't see Iowa lose duels.
They don't.
Takeo, yes. Other than that, they don't lose duels.
And Tom cares a lot about duels. And especially, and let me tell you something, dude. Do you think Tom Brands wants to lose his first duel meet ever to David Taylor? This duel might mean more than ever. Like, not first, not out of the gates, dude. No. Right?
You know what's
Like,
going to be
dude.
so entertaining, Zach? Watching the brands on the sideline of this duel.
Commentary.
Like whenever the camera's panning over and, you catch a glimpse of what are the brands doing. I'm telling you, that's going to be a fun duel to watch.
Could be.
I may not
This
even
is
be
going
able
to
to
be
watch.
the duel of the year. Oh,
Yeah.
this is going to be the duel of the year because.
And it's a Sunday at 8:30 Eastern time, which to me is perfect. There's a chance I might be able to get to see this. I might have to watch a tape of it later, but there's at least a chance because I start Monday. I'm hoping we'll see. But
wow,
yeah, that's
duel of the year,
February
folks.
23rd, 8:30.
Okay.
Big.
In addition to that, let's rewind just a little bit because we got a little forward there because we also have some big dual meets happening. Penn State, Ohio State, folks, this Friday night. Okay, number 1 versus number 5. We got some big matchups here. And let me go down the line here. We got, are we going to see Braden Davis? Bo Bartlett, Jesse Mendez. Is that the biggest matchup of the night? I'm looking at this. Levi Karchula is a big one. Go ahead. Who's replacing Tyler Kasak?
I'm going to say this, Zach. It's about time Bartlett's going to beat Mendez, and Ohio State will only win 2 bouts. They'll win 3 if Mendez pulls that out, but I have a feeling here. I got a feeling. It's nothing but a gut feeling. I'm telling you, Bartlett's due. He's too good. He's got the skills. He had the championship in his back pocket. All he has to do is return the man to the mat. You're behind him. Your arms are around him. Return the man to the mat. And he got a little rushy, little hasty, and didn't anticipate because Mendez is slick, boy. And that standing Granby that hurt. Every time I think of that picture in my mind of that stupid standing Granby that he does, it makes me sick.
Okay.
It does, Zach. It does.
Okay, that's the big matchup. And Mendez just had a close match, right? Not against. That was a little. Maybe he was looking forward a little bit. I would think, but then. The other big weight class we got to talk about is 157. So Tyler Kasak, we expect to be out for significant time, unknown time. Now we have some replacement names here. Connor Pierce, Joe Seeley, David Evans.
I think it'll be one of them. Of course, you could throw Facundo in there, too. We don't know. Somebody said he was on crutches. We don't know about Seeley. Someone said he was hurt. And this is what fans have to do, be left here guessing. Because I don't know. This is what I know. I know apparently Seeley was hurt some, and a lot of our fans help us out here because I'm too busy doing other stuff to be trying to find out. We're not on the end. We're not on the inside to know. But apparently Seeley was hurt at some point. He's 0-0 on the year. Apparently Evans might have been hurt or something. Why is David Evans only 0-0 this year? He's one of my favorite Penn State wrestlers of all time. He's absolutely my favorite Penn State backup of all time, David Evans. The dude, I am convinced, possibly could have aid if he'd been on another team and he was loyal. We're busy praising Patrick Kennedy. We got our own Patrick Kennedy right here in David Evans.
Oh,
but David Evans is 0-0. But so I fully expect it to be 7-3 Pierce, but we can't throw out 5-0 Facundo in case we know he was apparently seen with crutches. So we don't think it's going to be him. But I would personally love to see Seeley because I know this is a big dog. I just want to watch the kid wrestle. I want him to be able to utilize his 5 dates, some of his 5 dates, but hopefully they can maybe med shirt this year or something. I don't know what's going on.
You don't know what's going on. Well, the problem is, dude, we were like this close to having Penn State insiders, and then I didn't ask your approval. I made that Penn State eulogy and just posted it. And I just burned the bridges of all Penn State contacts, and now we gotta guess.
I know. Yeah, and the thing is, the guy that they're going to have to go up against, you say, well, it's probably Sasso. Maybe not. Maybe it is this Cannon. Cannon, by the way, is 8-2. And by the way, Zach, he beat Shanna Hanna
Shanahan, yeah. Dog of the
He beat
duels,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, he beat him 7-2 earlier this year.
Okay.
So we're talking about a very good wrestler. He's 8-2 on the year. He lost to Pacino from Illinois 12-11. He lost to Crook from Virginia Tech 6-4. This is a guy that can wrestle. So I actually gave that win to Ohio State. I think this can maybe Pierce, if Sealy goes out, this kid isn't beating Sealy. He's just not. And I have a lot of respect for Pierce, too. It's going to be a war between Pierce and Cannon. Let's just end it like that. I'm being generous. I'm giving 3 to Ohio State there.
Okay. We're going to get an insight here into what happens at 157. And then 2 days later, I'll put it up on the screen. It's Penn State up against number 8, Illinois. Just 2 days later, Kasak injury lingering. And any big matchups here that you really want to talk about? I'm looking down the list. How about Josh Barber-Nagel? We got Josh Barber-Nagel. We got Carter up against Edmund Ruth. And we got Kirk up against Luke Luffman. I would say those are your biggest 3 matchups here, expected matchups.
Yeah. I mean, Webster. Who's Webster have? Or I don't have it in front of me.
Shane Van Ness versus Cannon Webster. Number 3 versus number 12.
Shane's gonna have to work there, no doubt. I mean, that's tough, little young kid there. I mean, yeah, I don't.
What's going on with Braden Davis? Is he wrestling? What's happening?
Oh, that's a very good point, and he needs to get back on the mat and wrestle. But obviously, we gotta use our brains. If he's still hurt, he's still hurt. And
what's the injury? Do we know? No.
Isn't it knee?
Is it knee? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's knee. But
wow. Injury riddled Penn State lineup. Maybe they're throwing those dodgeballs too hard. I don't know. What's going on?
I mean, I would absolutely love to see Davis against Buzakis. That's a war right there. We may miss.
Davis up against Lucas Bird would be the matchup. Lucas Bird, top 6 ranked.
There's 2 big matchups that I think Davis just grows from by wrestling alone. It's by the way, Zach, did you still have somebody in the green room?
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Oh my goodness!
Dude,
let's get him. He's still there.
I'm sorry. No, you should apologize.
We're gonna bring him in right now, dude. And wow, Noel, you're in here. You are live. And my apologies, man.
Look what I got to work with, Noel. Look at this.
How you doing, man?
You guys are good, man. No worries.
How you doing, man? What's your question or comment?
Good. No, I just wanted to. Who do you guys got, Gable or Kirk?
Oh, I got Gable big. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Wayne, but it's not gonna be
Noel.
man.
I know. Everything. I gotta. Yeah, I don't know how everything has to absolutely go right. Somehow, Gable needs to get. Did you notice Gable got gassed that last match a little bit against Feldman?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Let me put up the Ohio State Minnesota review. Go ahead, Noel. Yeah, I'm gonna put it up.
Zach, let the man talk.
Look at Kirk against what's his name, Slabashkuski. Only 2-0. Kirk Gable teched him right away.
Okay. Yeah, you got me there.
I think Kirk's a little hesitant sometimes to shoot.
Yeah.
Well, Dad, you called him Frankenstein the other week.
I'm just joking, dude. Right?
No, Noel. To your point, Gable did just beat Feldman only 13-4 just a couple days ago. So.
That's not a bad performance, I would say.
No, and then he went and just dapped up John Jones on the sideline there. Did you see that?
Yep. That's the goal right there.
Yeah, where are you calling from, Noel?
Hey, Michigan.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Nice. Let's go, Michigan.
Hey, you guys are doing
Marty
country.
You guys
are doing a great job, man.
We appreciate it,
thank you, Noel. Let me ask you,
one final question. We got another call in, Dag. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll make it quick. Wouldn't you think that there was a game plan kind of laid out by Feldman? If we can wear Gable out a little bit and make this, just extend this, slow this match down, extend a little bit. There was openings there at the end, because at the end I thought Feldman looked like the quicker of the two, and all of a sudden I had visions in my eyes. That's how it's done. And I can see Hendrickson, Kirk Levitt's got speed. I know it's unlikely. I'm dreaming here. Never mind.
I agree about Feldman, but I think since it was at Ohio State, I think Feldman was getting they should have called him more for stalling, in my opinion. I think so. And then, hey Wayne, Iowa sucks, man. I agree with you on that.
Whoa!
Sorry, Zach.
Shots fired from Noel out of Michigan. The pardon shots. He gives us pardon shots. Noel.
You can't.
Go ahead.
You can't have your kid wearing Iowa. Come on.
All right. I will take note.
Guys.
And Noel, we appreciate the call in, man. Thank you for calling in.
Take it easy, dude. Thanks for calling in.
Have a good day.
You too, man. Let's bring in real quick Braden. Braden here. He's a longtime fan. We got to give him his due respect, because this man, he's in the chat, he's in Facebook chat, and I know he just bumped up to heavyweight, right? Braden, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
Doing good, guys. Thank you for your Fan of the Year award. I can't appreciate it more.
Forgot about that. First time on this BEG Fan of the Year. Yeah, you got your dog on because, I love it, dude. Fan of the Year with his dog. Might as well be the dog of the year. Go ahead, Braden. Question or comment?
Now that they got Bo, I feel like they're going to start poaching from Penn State. They're like, let's follow this new guy instead of going the old way, like the old head Wayne over here.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a lot of people thinking that, Braden, but hey, man, I know you just.
Hey, Braden. This guy here, he let one guy in the green room for a half hour. Meanwhile, you're still sitting there waiting for your award for Fan of the Year. Zach, come on now. Let's go.
Ship it to me.
I know, Braden, I know you probably.
I need another trophy in my room.
I probably accidentally sent you like 3 shirts. I can't even remember, dude, but.
Braden,
you got a shirt, right? Yes.
Yeah, I got a shirt.
Okay.
Did you say you were forced to jump up to heavyweight?
No, I chose to. I chose to.
Absolutely.
Good for the team.
Okay, tell us how it went.
Went good. Won my matches. Lost by a single point, just off an escape to a heavy kid. Other one, I beat the kid 8-3.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Well, Braden, tell the crowd, tell the audience where you're from, man. Like where you're out of, where you're calling from.
Calling from Illinois, boys.
Illinois, baby. We got a Michigan, we got Illinois, and Braden, our BEG 2024 Fan of the Year. Braden, we got to move on here, but I do want to say
one quick little last question. Braden, do they have girls wrestling at your high school?
Yep, our girls program is coming up pretty well, sir.
Wow. We're going to be breaking down, folks, here very shortly.
Yeah,
a big
hear that.
Women's wrestling.
Did you know, Zach and Braden, I'll tell you both, that the boys and girls wrestling is the fastest growing high school sport for the second year in a row. So all the times we come down in here, we're whining about this, crying about that. There's some good news for everybody.
Let's go. And let's go, Braden. We appreciate your call in, man. But I got to let you go. We got more call-ins, and we got to move on. So, Braden, call in again, man. Keep us updated, dude, and keep sharp out there. So, and keep joining in on our chat. But, all right, we got another call in. Kyle, hang on in the green room because we got to move on here. Otherwise, I don't know. We might be here 2 hours. You might be good with 2 hours. You're at home. I'm at home. We're all comfy, cozy, dude. I don't know. It's snowing outside. That's why we're not together.
Snowstorm. Yeah, it's a snowstorm.
Yeah. And we're live. And call-ins are popping off. Kyle, hang real tight. I want to get your thoughts on any big dual meets here. UNI, Iowa State, which is also happening Sunday.
Can I jump subjects here a little bit? I'll answer that a little bit, but I want to give my take that it's good for college wrestling that Bo and Jax split. And I don't even care. Let's give the Rainey brothers and Mako to Iowa. I didn't want to see what scared me the most was David Taylor getting the entire world of brand new major studs all. And whoa, son, it took Kale a while. It needs to take you a while. And, as a Penn State fan, I'm not ready for this dynasty to end. And it's going to take a lot. But right now, what we will have is 3 major big dogs here. No doubt.
Yeah.
Because
I put
Iowa,
up the post that Carter made.
If they get them Rainey boys, if Iowa gets the Rainey boys on top of Bo, they're for real. They're going to be for real. And I agree with what you said, Zach. We can't go award national titles to Bo and Jax just because of what they did in high school. I agree. They still have to beat some major studs. But
and you wanted me to put up the tweet that Carter made while you talked about this, which says, "Don't forget, fellas, you can't buy a national title. Those are earned. Have a good night. Shake hands." So
yes, and I'll tell you to put a last sentence to that is Iowa, whether they got the Rainey brother recruits in Mako or they went out and bought them and stole some stud from another team, one or the other is going to happen. So I'd rather them get these super recruits and leave the other teams alone and stop snaking, taking big dogs from throwing big bucks over here, making this team weaker, making that team weaker. I'm tired of that. So Iowa, I hope you won this recruiting thing. I hope you get the Rainey boys, and nobody wants Tom to go nowhere, and Iowa is Iowa. They're good. They're going to probably end up proving me wrong over my prediction. Minnesota is going to beat them. One of the two will definitely be.
Oh, you might be a little loony. But listen, on that note, we're going to bring in Kyle, and then right after Kyle, we're going to break down the remaining big dog duels that are happening this Friday and this Sunday, and then we're going to talk about our remaining topics, which, some argue that's the most interesting part of the show. So, Kyle! How you doing, man? Appreciate the call in. Where you calling from? What's your question, comment?
Massachusetts.
Wow, we're all over the USA, baby. Let's go.
You guys are famous, world famous.
How you doing, man?
What are some matches you're looking forward to this week?
Wow. Well, that's the next topic. We got the
throw
big
that
goal.
graphic up
Can
you
I say this? Yeah, let me put that graphic up. Good. Thank you for asking, Kyle. Great question. Let me put up, and I believe it's on Sunday. There's one very specifically. Okay, I put the graphic up, folks. Sunday big dog duels. Now, if you look at the very, very bottom of that list, there's one very specific match that I'm particularly looking forward to. AJ Ferrari up against Steven Little. Are we going to find out? Are we finally going to find out?
Has he wrestled any top 10 guys this year?
No. This would be the first.
No.
Kyle. Yeah, so that would be, first and foremost, the single matchup I'm looking forward to the most. What about you, Kyle?
Ooh, this week, there's a lot of good matches. I'm more of an ACC guy.
Okay. Interesting.
There's going to be some good there. Yeah.
Throw up Friday's big matches too, Zach.
NC State, Stanford, that'll be a good one.
NC State, Stanford.
If they're healthy.
Okay. And now I will have both the Friday and the Sunday big dog duels up on the screen. So, yeah, we got quite a few matchups. NC State, Stanford. So let's go down them here. Kyle, you want to hang tight? And, you can comments after we run through these. So Friday, we got number 5, Tyler Knox up against number 16, Kai Oreen. We got Lorenzo Norman, ranked number 4, up against Singleton there, number 24 ranked for NC State. We got number 10, Reese Heller for Pittsburgh, up against TJ Stewart for Virginia Tech. People were asking me, what happened to TJ Stewart? That's what the comments are on social media. Then we have number 9, Amy Smith.
Back.
Up against number 13, Max Stout of out of Pitt. Then we got Dayton Pitzer, 14, up against Jim Mullen, number 16. Ethan Miller, number 4 ranked. Number 6 ranked. Ethan Miller, the Maryland kid. Watch him. He's looking good going up against Joey Blaze here, Purdue. What a great matchup. 6 versus 7. Then we got Cade DeVos up against MJ Gate Tan. Bennett Berge up against Bachman on Friday, and then Romney up against Nasir Bailey, and Chance Lamar up against Jordan Williams.
You guys make some good little graphics. Who makes those? Which one of you?
Do you make those, Dad?
Kyle, this is all Zach.
I'll make it all. I'll make it all, Kyle.
He does, Kyle, he does everything. All I do is sit down and have fun, and sometimes I complain about that. So, yeah, credit goes to Zach.
All right, Kyle, before we move on, man, let me give your
Romney Bailey will be a good rematch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we got some great duels.
That one.
And I know this Little and is up against Blaze. If Little, Miller, not Little. If Miller wins that against Blaze, he absolutely kind of nailed down that first seed at least Big Tens.
Yeah.
You know, he got that default over Kasak now. And
significant matchups. But listen, we do have to move on. Kyle, final thoughts here, man.
Also,
we do appreciate your call in. And calling again, man. Calling again, dude.
Best show in the world. I will.
Zach,
appreciate you not being shy. Everybody's shy out there. Go ahead. Dad, go ahead.
First, Kyle, where are you from, by the way?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Did you wrestle?
Yeah. So actually, Tyler Knox, the one up there, is my little brother. So
what?
That's why I call him favorite. Yeah.
You never asked enough questions. Zach never asked enough questions. He wants to kick. Hey, dude, he kicked off Big Adam Fellers, a major star in wrestling. I thought, Zach, you're no longer in charge of the telephone.
Whoa, okay. I got a short leash, but I apologize there, Kyle. My goodness, older brother of Tyler Knox up on the screen. Hot dog.
You know, as I was watching Kyle, I thought, this dude looks like a stud. He looks like a wrestler.
Well, Wrestle Madness said, please sit down. You're making us sick. You're walking around getting us dizzy, Kyle. So
I know.
maybe...
I like getting the steps in, though. You know, I got to keep the weight off. It's hard when you get older.
Hey.
But I'll sit down.
Hey.
Well,
but no, it's nice talking to you guys.
Well, let me ask one more thing, and don't interrupt, Zach, because I wanted the man to be able to talk. You're wrestling right now, right?
Me?
Yes.
No, I look young, but I'm much older. I'm 27. I got a baby face, though. He does too. But yeah, we both got baby faces.
Well, how'd you make out when you wrestled?
No.
Is your younger brother outdoing you?
A little bit here and there. I mean, if we probably got on the mat, I'd probably have to beat him, with that older brother strength. But
that's what I'm talking about.
He wouldn't ride. Those legs aren't going to ride me out. But
that older brother strength, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
I'm not going to fall for those little scrambles, but no. But no, nice talking to you guys. I'll call back soon.
Hey, tell Tyler we said hi. Tell him to check out BEG Wrestling and call in again, man. And all due respect, my apologies. Yes, that was I got short leash over here, Kyle. Sometimes, sorry. So
you guys have fun.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you, dude.
All right, any other cool. That was cool. Tyler Knox, older brother. How about that, dude? Okay, we should have given some last-minute words of advice, but listen.
The thing is, Zach, as we're sitting here talking, like Kyle Knox, the name sticks in my head. Yeah. It's like you're watching I can't sit here and tell you I've seen one of his matches, but chances are I did. It's just one of them names that sticks in your head. I wish I had a photographic memory like some people, but I don't. But that was really cool because, old Knox, who knows what he could do this year.
I don't know. I don't know. But we do have some big Boner Champ wanted him to do a cartwheel. Boner Champ in the comments. Folks, join the comments. Obviously, you can call in live. Link in description. I updated the graphics. We got partners. Wrestle Madness, Claw, USA Takedown. It's literally the best of the best in wrestling radio, professional wrestling, and fantasy wrestling. We only team up with the best of the best. But all right, any other big dog matchups this weekend before I move on to my next topic that I personally have? Okay, or you got more?
Well, if you're asking me, I would like to bring up one thing. I don't think it's one of your topics. Just like to bring it up that we had what may be one of our greatest wrestlers right now. There's no doubt about it, Kennedy Blades. She wrestled at 68. And during the interview, I know she kind of likes being at 68. Well, America, we got a situation here because we got Amit Elor. Did I say Amit right, Zach?
I don't know.
Amit Elor. I'm sorry. Thank you, dear. My wife
Come
just
on!
corrected me.
Are you serious?
Dude,
Focus, dude.
Two of the greatest women wrestlers in the world.
Yes.
And we have them at the same weight.
I put the graphic up. Is potentially lining up for LA 2028 Kennedy Blades versus Amit Elor at 68 kilograms? You got to be kidding me. What?
Something's got to evolve here because, okay, one could jump up and go to 72 kilograms for the world championships and all that. But come Olympics, they're both going to be at where they feel they're strongest at. And somehow I'm hoping that's not both at 68. However, to finish this up, as we've heard, we won't be able to see the Valencia against Aaron Brooks match on this Spencer Lee Ono card coming up February 26th on Flow. And thank you, Flow, for having that. Thank you. That's so awesome. Love it. And there's a lot of great matchups in there. However, the co-highlight match, which is going to be Valencia against Brooks, is not happening. Brooks is, somebody said, is he hurt or something? Irrelevant. Brooks can't go. I propose we have Elor against Kennedy as a highlight co-feature match.
Reports are in Elor's going to bump up to 72 kilograms anyway, so I mean, the comments are flowing in that she's going to bump up plans, or she's going to bump up to 72. So might as well. Let's have Kennedy Blades, Elor, replace Brooks.
What a better way to promote women's wrestling than to have two of the best in the world go at it. Bam!
Bam! As you would say.
For that match.
I need to get some sound effects, dude. You know what I mean? Here's applause. Oh, that's bad. I need to test those out before I use them. But okay.
All right, I'm done.
Right. No, that's good.
Ahead.
That's good. Listen, I have one final topic, and listen. Let me find it. All right, I'm a TV. I watch a lot of TV, folks, and it takes a lot for me to actually watch something. And this past weekend, if you haven't watched it, folks, The Duel. Mark Bader. I think it's Mark Bader and Jim Gibbons who direct this, but. You know, let me tell you something. It's 6 episodes and roughly 6 hours of content. I binge watched it from start to finish, and it's so good. It's a documentary about the 1986 dual meet between Iowa and Iowa State. Dan Gable and Jim Gibbons were the two head coaches. Iowa was number 1 and running like a 8-10 year ripping off championship streaks. Iowa State came in. They had just gotten beaten earlier in the year, but Iowa State had big dogs, and they had hungry dogs. And it's literally the whole story of it, and then a little bit of the aftermath. And it's a whole history of before stuff that happened before I was born, and a perspective and an insight. But here's the biggest thing. So it's a fascinating watch. I would encourage everyone to watch it. So well done. But the one thing, my biggest takeaway from that whole documentary is, if you watch it, dude, the referees called stalling back then at a whole different level, which essentially made it an entirely different sport. Dude, at one point, I didn't see stalling at either of them. The ref calls double stalling. It was like unbelievable. And I said, that is what we need, dude. What changed? What changed? I don't know, but literally, if you make that one little tweak, referees calling stalling, let's fault on the too soon. Can we fault on the too soon to call stalling? And I want to see it just getting thrown out right and left. That's what they were doing back in '86. Iowa State. They were not allowed. Dude, they would be working. But at one time, he said, you're working like horizontal or something. You're not working right. Yeah. And it was like stalling. And I said, wow, like what? Dude, this is crazy. Yeah. I love it. And it literally made it an entirely different sport. Those kids had to wrestle every second of every match. There was no stalling. And, I mean, go watch The Duel, because then not only that, they have interviews with guys on both sides, and it's just fascinating, dude. And if you're a wrestling enthusiast, that's an absolute must-watch. Shout out Mark Bader and FloWrestling and Jim Gibbons and Dan Gable. That was a must-watch. But, dude, refs, go watch that and take notes, because that's how we fix wrestling in action, dude. It's real simple. Just start calling stalling, dude. Like, I don't get it, but you didn't watch it yet. You didn't watch it yet,
no,
did you?
I didn't watch it yet. I will be watching it, and I've heard nothing but great about it. And I'm glad you brought up that point, because, I mean, the thing is I don't know what procedures they go through to get trained, to get certified as a referee for D1 or any division of college. All I'm saying is every year, the importance of them being very close to each other, consistent-wise, in how stalling is being called, that there should be additional training every year at the beginning of the year to kind of bring everyone together. I don't know if you have to have a sit-down film session and everyone's taught the same exact thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm out of my league here, out of bounds here. I don't know nothing about refereeing. All I know is we got vast differences on how this guy calls stalling to how this guy calls stalling. And if we could eliminate that difference and make it much closer, it's better for the sport. I personally liked how fast they used to call stalling back in them days.
Oh, it's so different. And you know what? You just got to go watch it. And all these refs should have to go watch that, because, dude, that's how it should be called. And, man, it just was fun. It was funner. It was action, dude, and it was drama. It was drama. It was like you saw Terry Brands run up in the stands. I cannot believe I forgot the picture. The dual meet just a couple days ago, Terry Brands, after that Buchanan pin, ran up and got in that Nebraska face or something, dude. Now that's what I'm talking about, dude. That's the kind of like action but wow.
You know, Zach, can I ask you a question?
Shout out Tess and Corey, still watching. I mean, I would have bet $1 million they would not be still watching.
You
they
gotta be kidding me.
To watch Severance. I am watching Severance. That's also a good show, but it's not as good as a duel out of Flow.
Wow.
Okay, and Severance is like Ben Stiller. I think Severance Ben Stiller produced. Mark Bader better than Ben Stiller, folks. I'm not joking.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
How about that?
I'll make sure I watch it. Zach, I got a question for you now. Okay. I need you to throw up a graphic here. It was
yep.
Iowa fan that's on Tom's wrestling page. His name's Frank Telford. And I personally like Frank. He's obviously an Iowa fan. But he kind of reminds me of Hawkeye Terry. You can converse with the guy. He's not going to, he's just, I love the fact that you got this guy and this guy. We hate each other's teams, but you can still have a conversation. That's what I think for this Frank Telford. But anyway, he puts us up and he poses a very interesting question, and I would like for you to answer that question, Zach.
What's the difference?
By the way, read that, what the question is, in case somebody can't.
Yeah, so the picture up, folks, is a picture of Tyler Kasak celebrating his victory, holding Ja'Cory Teamer like a baby. And then we have a female wrestler who just has her victims in leg locks, and she's celebrating. And the question being, what's the difference between what the girls are doing and what Kasak is doing? Well, my answer is nothing. What do you mean? What's nothing? Same thing. What do you mean?
No, it's not the same thing.
Why? Why is that not the same thing? Why?
Oh, okay. By the way, the old guys like me would like none of this. In fact, if you go look at the comments, you can see some of the comments that says both of these are wrong. This should all be eliminated. And I'm with that kind of person. I'm not real big. I'm real big on humble. I'm not, with the celebrations and everything, but we're in the middle of trying to sell this sport. We're kind of in a business here, and we got to sell this, and we're competing against other sports that are doing all kinds of touchdown dances and whatnot. And I personally don't like it. And I think there's a fine line of going over celebrating. To me, Kasak if you wanted to say it this way, Kasak was like manslaughter. What these girls with these leg cradles are doing, that's first-degree murder. Kasak, he just responded.
Well,
with
Meet Me at the
emotion.
Creek just said Kazak's picture was a half second. Yeah,
He's got emotion. He's got intensity inside, and it came out right there for a second. What these girls did, this was planned, and they planned it. And they probably did it in practice, and somebody at practice see him and laughed. And I love the girls are involved.
So, are you saying you got a problem with the girl celebration?
Yes, I have a problem with showing. To me, that shows a disrespect. You can say, well, what Kasak did with Teamer, that showed disrespect to Teamer. I don't know if Kasak that was planned to be disrespectful to Teamer. I think he said himself.
No,
he doesn't even remember doing it.
That was
he kind of blacked out right then.
Kazak's totally
By the way,
fine.
he probably had a concussion right then, so he didn't even know what he was doing.
I don't know. Why? Where's the trainer at, dude? Clearly he was concussed. Kale doesn't allow celebrations, and he's over there holding a fist up. No, listen. Kazak's is fine. The girls is fine too. Where we get so soft? The girl, all of a sudden, a girl celebrates, and a girl can't celebrate. No,
Mom, I knew
let's
I could
get it
spark
on.
him.
Oh my goodness. Well, sitting there in the corner. Tess is watching.
Look what she's doing there. Now isn't that a little much? Come on now. Huh?
Hey, listen. You know what I would tell my daughter if she was the victim of that? I'd say, listen. I would say exactly what Dan Gable said to what's his name. If you watch the duel, immediately after he lost the match, literally during the duel meet, Iowa State, he said, "Take a lap around the stadium." Through the crowd. He made multiple Iowa wrestlers take a lap while the duel was still going on through the crowd. That's what I would say. I'd say, take a lap. You ain't getting dogged like that again. No, that's what I would say. Oh, my goodness.
I seen that little highlighted section, and that was stunning. Like, they had to go up the steps. There wasn't an over at the top, so they had to come down the steps, go up the next section, go up the steps. And this is while the match is going on.
Yeah.
And wow. Yes, I guess we have become soft. We have become soft.
Yeah, you become soft. And that's why you're a grandparent. And I'm
I will say
I'm
this,
a parent
though,
of what?
Is, the thing is I don't know. Could you see if what you do comes back to you? So like this girl is performing a pose and something.
Hey.
The way life works. If I learn anything in my 61 years, the way life works, that's going to come back to you somehow.
You're putting a target on your back.
She knows that was a little disrespectful. It was funny. It was entertaining. It was great for social media.
Yeah.
Although it flared a lot of people up, like us oldies.
Flared you up, but all right. Well,
yeah,
hey, I'm all for it. It literally made a topic on our show. So hey, I mean for that point, but. All right, that's about. Let's go through comments. Any final comments? People want to know what you thought. Boner Champ making a lot of comments here. I think that's Tess's boyfriend, Boner Champ. What'd you think of halftime performance? Super Bowl halftime performance.
Okay, I'm glad Boner Champ asked because I got to tell you, this generation, you guys out there. What's wrong with you? Now, I'm not putting down anything he's doing. I'm just saying that's more like a play or something, a music. It's like a musical where you're kind of you're talking through it. What I watched was a musical. Now, you guys call it music. That's not music. I don't hear a melody. You see, you have to have a melody. And you have to have something I can sing along with. And when you're talking that fast, no, that's not music. So you generation, you guys messed it up.
Like our theme song, that's kind of music. You like that? I mean, I gotta rev it up. I don't know how long you were gonna go on that one, dude. I had to start the end theme song early.
Daggone boner tap over there.
Hey, that's all the topics I had. We got big dog duels happening this weekend. And
Zach,
hey.
I'll close in saying this, Zach. It was on the internet. Of course, we all know the internet. A lot of times it's nothing but rumor and false. But there was on the internet. There's big news coming from Penn State soon. Some people project they're going to announce all the wrestling matches are going to happen at the Bryce Jordan Center. That's the news. I don't know. Are we getting a big recruit? Some people speculated that maybe we were right when we were guessing it was Ono. Maybe Ono's about to sign up for Penn State College. I don't know. But it could be all false. But it's been out there. I've seen it myself at multiple locations that there's big news coming from Penn State. So
hang tight, folks. If it drops, we will get hot and go live. How about that? I don't even care how much snow is on the ground. Folks, drive safe if you're in the Northeast, but we got callers from Massachusetts, Michigan, and Illinois tonight. That's incredible. We've never had a quad state show. Actually, 5-state show, because I'm Maryland, you're in PA. Unbelievable. Folks, like and subscribe, and we'll be back soon. Thanks for watching. See ya.
See you guys.